I'm so glad you could join me in Frugal Willie Mae's kitchen today. I had plans to cook outside, and it fell apart whenever the lightning storms came up, the electrical storms, and I knew I had to do it inside, and I had to wait till after the storms passed. We're kind of in between, so I'm going to try to do this quickly, and I want to show you how to make pan bread, whether you're bugging out or whether you're at home, or if you're cooking over a campfire, if you're camping out. This is a packet I fixed up for my bug out bag. It tells the ingredients in this pan bread. I'm going to take it and I'm going to make up enough to do 2 pan breads. I could use it as a sandwich, which I do quite a bit because it's low gluten. It's not gluten-free, the flour that I use, but it is low gluten and it's low sodium. I'm going to go ahead and mix this up, and then I'll show you how I cook it. I am going to heat up my skillet because the skillet does have to be hot. Now this mix that I fixed up already has the milk in it. I'm not going to add any shortening, and I'm taking my water that I would have if I were bugging out, and I'm going to put a scant 2 tablespoons, meaning it's not going to be all the way full on the second one, because I found out that you don't want to have it too loose or too runny. I can add a little bit more water if I need it, but unless I'm making something like a wrap to where I want it spread out real thin, that would be a different thing. But I'm going to make similar to the size of a slice of bread, as much as my mixture will allow me. Now if it seems too dry, I can add a little bit more water, but I think this is going to be just perfect. So you get it, it's almost like the dough for a biscuit. It's just whenever you fix it on a pan, it's not going to rise like it would if it was in the oven. And for the bread, I just split it in half the best I can. I don't always get it halved up exactly right, but I just put a blob down on the hot skillet. And the easiest thing that I have found out is to add just a little bit of water to the bowl so that I can actually take the spatula and spread it out. A lot of times if I'm trying to do a hamburger bun, I will make it round, but on this I want to make it more like a slice of bread. It's not going to be exact, but it works for me. It beats nothing. Sometimes I have yeast bread made, but I don't always do this, and this is so easy and quick. And I try to get them the same size. And I just let it cook. I will make sure I turn it up to the medium, and that's on 5 on my stove. And I just leave it alone and let it cook. Whenever it gets brown on the bottom, I will flip it over and I'll mash it down. And I may do that just so I can spread it out before it actually gets brown. You see how it spreads a little bit further? It takes about 3 minutes on each side to get it browned to the way I like it. You may not want yours that brown, so you could do it 2 minutes on each side. But whenever you're in a situation to where you don't have a biscuit or a bread, this is a good substitute. And I've been doing this for the last 3 weeks of occasionally making the bread. Sometimes I do it every single day. But it satisfies my craving for a slice of bread. Okay, the bread is done on both sides. So I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to put it on a plate. And the other type of pan bread you could make is cornbread. And I do have a mix. These are from my bug out bag. It's actually self-rising cornmeal mix with instant powdered milk. You don't have to have an egg to make this cornbread. You don't even have to have the milk in there, but I think it makes it a little bit better. I'm going to put 6 tablespoons of cornmeal. This vegetable shortening is also in from my bug out bag, and I'm going to take out a tablespoon or 2 maybe, and I'm going to put that in the hot skillet, and then I'll mix the bread up. I'm going to put water in this, and I'm going to mix that up so I can just pour that in the skillet. And I have to test it, make sure it's liquidy enough to pour in, but it's going to be really good. Now on the cornbread, you absolutely have to have the shortening. On the biscuit, no, I didn't put any oil or shortening on the skillet. All right, so this is the right consistency right here. So I'm just going to get that poured on the skillet because it is hot. And that'll make it good. And I'm going to turn it down and let it cool down just a little bit. I want it thin so that it will cook in the center. All right, so I have it browned on one side, but I'm going to let it finish cooking. Okay, I believe we're done. So I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to flip that baby over, and hopefully it flips. But there, you've got 2 pan bread. This is very good cornbread. It's a little thinner than what I normally have, or anybody mostly has. I like it thin. I don't like it like that tall, but I like it about that tall. And this is much thinner than that, but I don't think you'd have anybody complain. It really tastes good. And you don't miss the egg at all. The other thing with both of these breads, even though I had instant milk in the mixes, you can make it with just water. I've done both, and it works. If you like videos like this, I hope you'll return and watch more. If you have an idea of something you would like to see, give me a little feedback on what you would like to see. And I do appreciate all of the subscribers and all of the people who comment and like the videos. I do appreciate that so much. That's making my channel grow. And if you do share it, that makes it even grow faster. And I appreciate that. And I hope you have a good rest of the day. God bless you, and may His face shine upon you this day for you and your family.